Hey. Alright, let's make this real simple, real fast. Alright, make a new layer. Lower the opacity of your original layer if you'd like, and using a bucket, you can then, do what I'm doing. Bucket the bucket. Bucket the bucket, that makes no sense. With the base color, just select your hair base. Do not select the outline, do not select the skin color, do not select anything except for the hair base. Okay, I lowered the opacity to make sure that I was getting everything. Then just double tap multiple times to make your lines thinner. Also, depending on the color of your line art and the color of your hair, you need to adjust the bucket settings. Alright, so lock the layer. Getting a bright skin color with an airbrush, we're now going to just airbrush the bangs. And then also with a little blue, this is completely optional, but I usually just brush around the blue, around like the sides of the character a bit as some backing light, and in the top center of the head, I usually make it a little darker. Make a new layer, set it to multiply, getting the perfect brush, and we're selecting a light brown color since his hair is brown. Also, those are my stabilizer settings. If you didn't catch it, then just pause the video. So anyway, I'm using the bucket tool to select certain parts. Also be careful not to tap your line art, because you're gonna make everything super thick. Anyway, so just going in, I'm going to just go in and color. So, focusing on each lock of hair. I know I say this in every single one of my videos, but it's really, really important. So if you don't understand how to shade or where to shade, first you should determine your light source. My light source is kind of coming from the upper right side. Yeah, the upper right side is where my light source usually comes from. So, with a little knowledge, you know that the hair has dimension and things like that. Like, this is a flat picture, but we're trying to make it look a little 3D. So each lock of hair should have a shape to it. So you just follow the form of that, and using your knowledge, you would know where to shade. If you don't know where to shade and you don't have enough knowledge about it, that's completely fine. How you can get knowledge is by observing real life. Like observing photos, observing shapes, looking at references, looking at 3D models. Simplistic 3D models is really something that helped me a lot. Like, draw a square and then try to shade one side of it to make it look 3-dimensional. You could do that by looking at references. References is a huge help. So yeah, also my throat hurts because I was recording 3 videos today, since I don't know when I'll have a free window to record again. But yeah. Anyway, so as you can see, we're going very, very simple. I'm also trying to connect everything to the top head, like to the little roots of the hair. But keep in mind, you don't need to connect everything to the top. Anyway, so the shading style that we're doing is very, very simple and very solid. It's very solid looking. So just following the lines that were already made by Gacha Club, you just follow along those lines, follow along the form, and shade. This is legit the easiest hair shading I ever did. So, making a new layer, setting it to clipping, putting it to multiply, and then I'm gonna smudge everything down, focusing on each lock of hair. What I do is I just smudge it. I just smudge it down a bit. Okay, so I'm just smudging everything down with the smudge brush, and all the settings for the smudge brush is all default. So yeah. Okie dokie. So lowering the opacity to my liking until I think that looks good. Making a new layer, setting it to screen, and with one long stroke, I'm gonna make a hair shine. I'm gonna use the Dip Pen Hard eraser and just start cutting the hair shine up a bit. how I know where to cut the hair shine is I don't let it touch the edges of any of the line art. And also cut it in half a couple times where like the shadows are, or just to add a little more detail. But this is completely optional and you do not have to do that. With the smudge brush, I then smudge the bottom, not the top, only the bottom, first. I smudge the bottom down and then I smudge the top up. Making a new layer, setting it to add. Actually, we'll set it to color dodge. Then we're going to get a bright red. Yeah, it's hard to talk. Then I'm going to tap the middle of the hair. So just tapping the middle of the hair gives it that nice pretty glow. And also you can lock your hair shading layer and then just go over it with an airbrush. So you can give the hair shading like different colors. Anyway, so yeah, that's the very simple hair shading that I did. I'm sorry if this tutorial was kind of lazy or something. I don't know, I put a lot of effort into it. Okay, read the description. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night, day, wherever you are. See ya!